All right, welcome back to another episode of the Black Bullion Show for goldandsilvertoday.com. Check that website out, everybody. All right, so dun dun dun, tomorrow is the big day for a lot of people. We'll find out who the new leader of the free world will be. But according to some analysts, the markets have actually already chosen a winner, and we'll talk a little bit about that shortly. But today we'll also talk about my personal financial airball there, if you will. I said that this Monday today, expect to see a down day in gold and silver and the overall markets. Well, it seems like everybody and their mama is basically in the green today. Everybody's up. So my jump shot was looking a little bit more like Shaq than like Steph Curry. But hey, can't hit them all. But on the bright side, that's actually a nice confidence booster for us gold and silver stackers. Because though the metals are currently up, or I should say the metals are currently up, but I will say that, obviously gold is up more than silver. Silver has, been dealing with a little bit more of a treacherous time staying in the green, though its performance is up 1.33% relative to gold, which is 0.74%, but gold has had a nice steady climb up. Silver has been looking a little bit more choppy. Now, if we scroll down, we can get a sense of how these guys are performing relative to their moving averages today. Now, gold, as I mentioned earlier, is showing a lot of strength relative to what seems to be like its new resistance level in the 100-day moving average. But keep in mind that both the 50 and the 100-day moving averages are still on track to eventually cross paths with one another. Now, the 100-day has actually moved into the 1890s now, so that's pretty interesting to see. Let's take a look at silver. Silver is looking even better than gold relative to its 100-day moving average, but I will say that just a couple of days ago, the 50-day was in the mid 25s. Now it's at 25.17. So again, it's just something to be watchful of. Let's take a look at the gold to silver ratio. Or I should say, better yet, on here, this is the more of a silver to gold ratio. It's still in the high 70s and tucked, neatly within the 150 and 100-day moving averages. Again, a good long-term sign is that the 200-day moving average is above them and trending slightly down, adding some, slight long-term downward pressure onto these ratios overall trajectory. Now, again, I thought that the markets would be in the red today, but we could just be having one of those dip buying days in an overall downtrend. But here's the S&P 500 up on the day so far. And also, speaking of the S&P 500, let's talk about what I was mentioning before. But hold on, let me take a little bit of a coffee break here. Ah, man, that's good coffee. And if you want to get one of these mugs here, just go to the link in the description. It's the second link there to get one of these monetary metal mugs. All right, so Fortune put out an article titled "The Stock Market Has Made Its Final Prediction: Joe Biden Will Win the Presidential Election." Now, according to some analysts, S&P has predicted that Joe Biden will be the winner. But to be honest, when I first read this, I thought it was, a little bit of BS, and I still have some pause over it, which I will explain after giving you some details on this. So here it is. So analysts have stated that the period between August to October is a tell on who will win the election. And apparently this pattern has an 80% plus accuracy rate when looking at this particular period, August to October. along the S&P 500's performance. So basically, if the incumbent party has a positive S&P 500 performance during this period of time, there's an 82% chance of them staying in office. If it's in a decline or negative performance, then the incumbent party has an 88% chance of losing, according to the S&P 500. Now, the S&P is only down a small percent currently over this particular period. And, the final trading day was down 0.06%. Obviously, it's lessened a bit today in November because of, it going back up in the green a little bit. So it's a little bit tough to say that it's, a really, a terrible performance compared to what happened in 2016, when apparently it was down 2.2%. In the incumbent party, we had the Democrats as the incumbents, and it was down 2.2% during that time. That's a little bit more of a tell. Having it being down 0.6%, in the last day of October, we'll see. But, and overall, I will say let's call it the 2020 issue. Can't really say this word on YouTube without getting flagged, but this 2020 issue has had a very unique relationship with the markets this year. And it's hard to compare with other periods of time and other years, in my opinion. Now, you guys know, I've said this before on this channel, I'm neither red or blue, I'm gold and silver. So I'm not slyly saying that, Joe Biden will beat Trump or Trump will beat Biden or anything like that. All I'm saying is that I've seen this pop up, this particular article pop up on other, mainstream news sites. And a lot of them are pushing this headline. And, I just want to kind of give pause to this and say, hey, this is a pretty unique year, especially given the fact that the, stock market had been performing well over the past 3 years. And, who knows how it would have performed this year without the 2020 issue hitting it. A lot of us here in the gold and silver space think that, it would have gone down. And I was actually kind of on the side of saying it would have gone down. But, who knows? This is a very unique situation, a very unique catalyst to how the markets have been performing, especially during this last period of between August to October. But guys, that's just my opinion. All I'm saying is that I wouldn't be too sure in saying that, hey, Joe Biden will likely be the winner. But, that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. And also let me know what you think about today's gold and silver performance. I think it was a pretty nice showing today, as gold is above its 100-day and silver is as well. All right, guys, thanks again for watching. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you're new. It's Black Bullion for goldandsilvertoday.com.